Hey guys, it's me, Seren, back with another video. Today's video is going to be on a topic that I've been sort of thinking about for a while. I've talked about it briefly in a few other videos. I know I've definitely touched on it in some of the Thursday live streams. And that topic is sort of this really weird space that it is to be in right now if you are, I guess you could say, an activist or an artist or, somebody that has been really involved in, Black activism or, liberation. It's been a really weird time. If you're a Black-owned business, if you're a Black content creator, it's been a really weird time sort of post George Floyd. I want to start off by saying, I don't know who needs to hear this, but let me start off by saying every single time somebody says Black Lives Matter, that does not necessarily mean that they're referring to the organization, Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter is a slogan, I guess is the word I want. I feel like Black Lives Matter, our lives matter. Prince famously said, several years ago before his death, he's about to be dead 5 years this year. So years ago before his death, he says, books and Black lives, albums still matter, while giving an Album of the Year Grammy Award or something like that. So he was not referencing the organization. He was literally saying Black Lives Matter. I know there's been an influx of subscribers to this channel. Hi, new subscribers, welcome new subscribers, but I do want to make it known that I do not support Black Lives Matter, the organization. I have a lot of issues with that organization. It's very well documented that the organization is very I don't want to call the organization shady, but it's very well documented that the organization has some problems. However, it has been since 2014 that we have been using the slogan, using the words in our protests. I'm a protester. I've been a protester since 2012. So I was involved with Occupy Wall Street. I was involved, I've been involved with the Dream Defenders, and I've been involved with several different protest movements and grassroots movements, and because I felt my body, using my body physically to protest was something that I wanted to do. So when we were protesting, in 2014 and we were yelling Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter wasn't even yet an organization, okay? So let me start off by saying it's been, which I said in my Asian video, it's been 7 years of us using these words of Black Lives Matter. So it's really weird. And on this channel alone, it's been 7 years that I've been on this channel. I started this channel August 2014 after Mike Brown died, after Ferguson. So it will be 7 years this August that I've been on this channel. For the last 6 years in a row, I've done Black-owned gift guides. If you guys haven't seen those, I will include links to my Black Friday videos in the description box, which has links to my gift guides. The last Friday of every month, I do Black-owned business unboxings. I do reviews of Black-owned businesses. I've been profiled for my work with Black-owned businesses, And so let me rewind. So the catalyst, I got a ding, sorry. So rewind. The immediate catalyst for this video was a comment that somebody left on one of my videos saying, on that Asian video, saying that they're not going to support Asian businesses, and in fact, they're going to try and exclusively support Black-owned businesses, and that they want this to become something that we do more consistently. So it's a little bit, I don't want to say offensive, but it almost low-key feels offensive when you've been literally doing work in that specific area for 7 years. And then to have people come and act like this is brand new, and this is a brand new concept, and this is a brand new movement, and they just getting on board. It feels like where have y'all been? The only people I'm really giving a pass is Gen Z and younger, because Gen Z are sort of just now coming of age. So this in a way is their movement. But really this is the second wave of Black Lives Matter. Again, because I know that triggers people. I am not referencing the organization, so please don't leave comments talking about the organization, because I'm going to assume you don't know how to listen or you didn't watch the video and I'm going to block you. But it's been 7 years of, quote unquote, us saying Black Lives Matter. It's been years of us saying, and myself in particular, like, support Black owned, buy Black owned. It's been 7 years of us saying, and again, if you want to go back to Trayvon Martin 2012, it's been 9 years, almost 10 years of us saying racism is a problem. Police brutality is a problem. Black Americans and what's going on with us specifically is a problem. And we got so much pushback, like such intense pushback, like when Trayvon got killed in 2014 and when Mike Brown got killed in 2015 and when Akai Gurley got killed by Peter Lang, Asian American, Chinese American in 2014 and when Sandra Bland got killed in 2015 and when Freddie Gray got killed in 2015, there was a whole uprising in Baltimore. So it's not like these were obscure cases and obscure names. It was all, that was when we sort of started building this momentum, but that was under Barack Obama, and it was so much pushback of like, no, the niggas are the problem, and why was he wearing the hoodie, and why did he run, and Mike Brown is no angel, and y'all know I did several videos on Thug Kitchen talking about that shit is racist. So much pushback. Then all of a sudden last year, all of a sudden they've come to the conclusion, all of a sudden, oh my God, our name is racist. We need to change it. So it's very hard operating in a space where for a long time, and I'm not speaking for myself, but like in general, you've been a Black artist, or you've been a Black content creator, or you've been a Black activist, or you've been like pushing for people to support Black owned businesses. You've been trying to push for Black liberation. You've been talking about, culture and all these different art. There's people that have been talking about, the politics for years and years and years, decades, And for people to just act like, I don't know, like George Floyd, like, oh, George Floyd, like light bulb, like now all of a sudden they realize that it's a problem. Like, were y'all in denial? Like, and then you have people that would argue you down, especially during Obama. Like, we have a Black president. Like, there's no such thing, like, as racism anymore. Like, nobody's racist anymore. Like, what the fuck? Like, people that really want to argue, but then, like, those same exact people were so shocked when Trump got elected in 2016, and then they decided they hate Trump. Trump is the bane of their existence, and now all of a sudden racism is a problem. It very much feels like it's just very disorienting. I don't want to say it feels like people are hopping on a bandwagon, because I'm sure that there's people that they really mean it. They really have seen the light, but it's disturbing and disorienting that like Trayvon Martin wasn't enough. Mike Brown wasn't enough. Okay, these are just, names that I've done videos on, so they're just like fresh in my, they're always on my mind. These are people that are always on my mind. I think about these people probably at least once a day. Every day. I think about Mike Brown. I think about Trayvon Martin. I think about Sandra Bland. Yes, I do think about Breonna Taylor, but like before Breonna Taylor, we did also have Sandra Bland. We did also have a whole campaign about like say her name. Like there's people that already laid the groundwork for some of what we're seeing right now, but it's being treated as brand new and like as if this is almost like the first wave, when in a lot of ways this is even the third wave, because you had like the Trayvon Martin wave 2012, and then you had the Mike Brown wave. Some people would say wave of Black Lives Matter. Again, not the organization, but the concept. Some people would say Trayvon was the first wave. Mike Brown was the second wave, and now we're in a third wave with George Floyd, and people are not, like even when they're like, even when people are like, well, I want to support Black owned businesses, like where do I start or what do I do? There's a whole playlist, Black Friday playlist. I've been doing Black owned gift guides for 6 years. I've been reviewing Black owned businesses since 2015. Like, it just feels like, and then they sit there and they be like, I don't know where to start. I don't know. It's not new. This is not brand new information. We were talking about it on Instagram, so I'm going to read you guys some stuff from Instagram. So this is what I put on Instagram about it. It's been 6 years of Black owned gift guides on my channel alone. There's all type of resources for people supporting Black owned. You guys have heard me recommend like Black Wall Street, official Black Wall Street, and we talked about this a little bit like while the protests like last summer were happening, and there's like all these people that's like starting these new Instagram pages, even white people. Like I remember there was like some scandal because it turned out that like this page that got like hundreds of thousands of fucking followers for like Black owned businesses and stuff was like ran by this white girl. There's Black owned pages, Instagram pages, apps, websites where for years they've been doing this kind of work. So it's like very disorienting to like all of a sudden see people treating it like it's new. So I said for myself, like, it's been 6 years of Black-owned gift guides on my channel alone. A lot of people have been on the ground doing this work. It's been 7 years since Mike Brown. Like, motherfuckers really didn't take us serious for 7 years. 9 if you include Trayvon Martin. Almost a decade. Motherfuckers really didn't take us serious for 7 years, but George Floyd hit the light switch, I guess. It's really not gratifying for me when people say they just saw the light, to be honest. Trayvon Martin got killed almost 10 years ago, and y'all just saw the light. 17-year-old Trayvon Martin was murdered February 26, 2012. It's 2021, and motherfuckers is grown, because I'm not talking about Gen Z and younger. Like, I want to make that known. Like, I'm not talking to anybody, like, that's, like, just coming of age and, like, just becoming aware. I'm talking about grown people, and especially those that was arguing us back down way back when, like Common, who went on fucking I Will Never Let This Go, who went on Jon Stewart, when Jon Stewart was still the host of The Daily Show, arguing, like, oh, really, the problems is the niggas' fault, and we need to extend a hand in love to white people. And somebody said, I'm just going to, like, read you guys some of the dialogue on Instagram. And I do want to continue to reiterate that it's not just me. I'm not just talking about me. Because, like, it is people that's literally been, like, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, you know, on the ground doing research, doing this type of work, and y'all are treating them like as if this is brand new, and also like as if you guys deserve some type of cookie. I'm not talking to, like, anyone in particular. I know people are going to be like, who is y'all? I just mean in general. Like, there's a lot of people right now that a light bulb went off because of Donald Trump, but they were actively ignoring us for the several years before Trump, or arguing with us. And there's a lot of people that's been doing the work for a long time that now y'all are sitting on their pages wanting them to hold your hand and coddle you and walk you through this, when there's all type of resources as well that people don't know how to utilize. Like, are y'all serious? Are motherfuckers serious? Are motherfuckers serious yet about liberation? Because there's a lot of people that seem like they're playing. Trayvon's murder and the entire case was basically one very long public service announcement that this country is racist as fuck. It was so in our faces, I don't see how anyone could have missed that aha moment. Trayvon's murder and the entire case was basically one very long public service announcement that this country is racist as fuck. It was so in our faces, I don't see how anyone could have missed that aha moment. Like, George Floyd being a wake-up call is only acceptable for Gen Z or younger because they just came of age. They be wanting a prize, too, for just seeing the light. It's conflicting for me because it's strange to see people who used to argue me down about shit now flip to my side after last summer. Like, it took another person to die for you to gain sense. And I wrote back, exactly, it's fucking frustrating and low-key offensive. Like, we've been screaming in y'all faces for years about racism, police brutality, buying black, and the pushback was so intense. But now they want to act like these are brand new concepts. Some of these ideas people have been pushing for years, literally, but go off, I guess, with your brand new information. It's also definitely disorienting to have people that argued with you for years switch sides without so much as an apology. An apology is needed. You know what? And that's not just like me in particular, but I know some of y'all know that, like, me in particular, I'm owed an apology. But for, like, all the people that was arguing down about Trayvon Martin, was arguing down about Mike Brown, it was a whole campaign. Mike Brown was no angel. We was arguing, you know? But now all these people want to switch sides. I've told this story previously about a friend of mine, somebody that I knew. You guys know that I lost a lot of friends in 2014. I low-key basically had to start my whole life over because I decided to, like, you know, essentially give my life to the struggle, and nobody was down with that, and everybody was acting like I lost my mind, and there's no such thing as racism because Barack Obama was president, even though they fucking lynched Mike Brown and left his body in the street for 7 hours, okay? Like, there's those of us that I almost want to say, like, we've gone through trauma over this, and our trauma is not being acknowledged. And now it's just, like, being treated like as if, you know, like, this is the start and it's brand new. Nobody wants to acknowledge a lot of the work that was being done. And again, like, not just by me, because I know people are going to be like, I'm just talking about myself. But, like, not even just for me. Even regular people that was arguing. Like, it was people that was hitting me up to talk about how they was arguing with friends and family members, that now, all of a sudden, that person want to tell them what's what. Like, 3 years ago, they wasn't arguing that racism is over. Like, it's so disorienting. What I was just about to say was, some of you guys have heard a story that I've told about a friend, a childhood friend, somebody that I've literally known since, like, 6th, 7th grade that got all in my grill about like some of the stuff I was saying with regards to race and like, why are you so angry? And like, what's the problem? This person moved to South Florida and became an super anti-motherfucking Trumper, super anti-conservative, super anti-Republican, like super walking around Walmart with a whole mask on that says like, fuck you, Republicans, you know, like a super anti. And now they want to like talk to me, you know? And it's just like, you realize you never even apologized to me for the conversation in 2015 when you said that like I was tripping, you know? I feel like there's a lot of that going on, and it's really a disorienting shift that I feel like is not being spoken about, you know? The Black content creators and the Black owned businesses that all of a sudden are getting like slammed with all these people that's asking all these stupid ass questions and like all kind of stuff, like they just sprung up into existence, which I know I talked about during some live streams last summer, because like I followed these girls, Wendy and Jess, who do Food Heaven, I think it's called. And I get their newsletter. They had a whole newsletter that was like dedicated to how like weird and disorienting it is right now to like be a Black owned business and to like do what they do. They're getting slammed with all these questions, like, and people just like treating them like it's weird. It's disturbing. It's a disturbing time. Like, it's cool. It's awesome. Like, I know that people have to walk their own path, and it's cool to see like people, like, I guess like so many people waking up, but it's also very disorienting and disturbing at the same time. Like, where were y'all previously? Where were your heads at? An apology is needed, or at least some self-acknowledgement on how dumb they were. A lot of the time when I see people who just got on the train, it feels disingenuous, like they only care because everybody else cares. Somebody else said to me on Instagram, niggas really only jumped on the hashtag Buy Black train after George Floyd because corporations started their faux campaigns of supporting Black businesses. It's a shame we get our social cues from the mainstream, which I totally fucking agree. Like, Target telling y'all to buy Black, now y'all could buy Black. But like a friend of yours telling you to buy Black, y'all will come up with all these reasons as to like why you don't want to do it. But like, you know, even last summer we was talking about buy Black. Why is it people that they're only saying now in March of the new year that they're gonna stop supporting Asian businesses? Why didn't y'all stop last year? Like, some of y'all remember my old Shea Moisture videos when I was like, Shea Moisture has a problem with internalized Blackness. I did a whole series of videos. And then finally, when they came out and they put the white girl with the red hair in a commercial talking about she got the same struggles as some niggas, people got offended and said they wasn't going to support Shea Moisture anymore. It's like, you might as well keep on. Like, motherfuckers really be having their heads in the sand, and they push it to the limit until like they literally can't anymore, or until a corporation tells them that now it's cool to do something else, which is weird. So somebody said, you know, niggas really only jumped on the Buy Black train after George Floyd, you know, right? So my response, well, you know, let's keep going. Niggas really only jumped on the Buy Black train after George Floyd because corporations started their faux campaign of supporting Black businesses. It's a shame we get our social cues from the mainstream. The next one after that, the reason why people are feeling it now is because this happened under Trump. Everybody hates Trump. 2012 to 2015 was Obama. Everybody loved Obama and didn't care. I said, I agree. Under Obama, we got so much pushback that shit couldn't be racist because we have a Black president. I'd vote for him for a third term. Trump got elected and everybody was shocked, and now racism is all of a sudden a problem. That's what I said. I was like, it's been a problem. 2014 and Mike Brown, 2015 Freddie Gray, Sandra Bland were under Obama. It's been a fucking problem. Niggas really truly had their heads in the sand. It's frustrating because it's not like these are obscure names that didn't get any publicity. There was literally an uprising in Baltimore because of Freddie Gray. People switched sides after George Floyd strictly because of Trump, which is wild as fuck. Like, y'all really didn't care about Black lives before, but now you do. Okay, that's what I said. I really am trying to practice patience this is my words, because I know everyone has to walk the path in their own way, so to speak, but we have been having a very publicized movement since at least 2014 and 2012, if you include Trayvon. A lot of people really just got on board because they hate Trump, which I wish people would admit instead of acting like this is all new. That's like really where the disorientation and like the disturbia comes from. It's people acting like this is new. It's not fucking new. It's not new. Like, and I'm not saying that to shade anybody, because I know there's people that's going to be like, well, I just got here. Like, I didn't know. Like, I'm not saying that to shade anybody, but like, the way that you guys address people is disturbing. I also totally agree that people needed companies and corporations, aka capitalism, which in the United States is built off American chattel slavery. People needed companies and corporations, aka capitalism, to tell them racism is bad, buy black, which is fucking sick. Some more comments that were sent to me. It's like they forgot about the old names or didn't even know they existed. This whole space is weird as fuck. They're acting like this is the first time something like this has ever happened with George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, but people have been screaming about this for years, but okay, it's super fucking weird. Another comment, bro, my sister be trying to tell me what's what these days, and I'd be like, where was all this when we was all arguing in the kitchen, talking about why did he run though, and now you call yourself telling me what white people really be doing? Get off my phone! They put all caps and a lot of letters. People also took Black Lives Matter, the organization, as a sign of relief, thinking the work was done, only to now find out Black Lives Matter funds aren't distributed properly. The genuine activists were killed along with Michael Brown, like Darren Seals, etc. Like, we all saw, again, you guys have heard me talk about this. We all saw the picture of like the dude like throwing the gas canister, like he is dead. A lot of activists are dead and have been disappeared. Also, going back to your old thoughts, stuff that I've talked about before in previous videos about our evolution and de-evolution being much like a pendulum. 1 minute people are woke and aware, and then suddenly they're blinded by PC acknowledgement, white acknowledgement, and creature comforts, and get lulled right back to sleep and awake when convenient. Because I've said that we have these shifts, we have these societal shifts, just like I said in my fucking Asian video. Like, all this shit is cyclical. Like, every 2 to 3 years, it's like we're having the same conversation. It's like a pendulum is swinging. And then this is something that was sent to like me directly about my activism and my art and like my work directly. It really is frustrating, especially to watch you go through it when you've been one of the loudest champions campaigning for economic revolution, Black sovereignty, and supporting Black-owned businesses. You literally have whole catalogs of videos during this era, both long-form and short-form content, filled to the brim of concepts and ideas that people are just now picking up on. And to add insult to injury, the people who dismiss you and your ideas way back when won't even acknowledge their error and apologize. They're just treating it like it's all brand new. It's ironic that the people who switched up and are now trying to call themselves woke are incapable of demonstrating the leadership, accountability, and self-awareness they're advocating for, but that also further lets me know that these people will come and go with the tides. Fair weather activists, as you so aptly named it. I have videos on fair weather activists. I have videos on for profit activism, all that. Back in the day, they literally argued us down, calling us crazy and hypersensitive, and now everybody's on board. And again, this is not to say, because like every time I do one of these type of videos, people always be like, well, what do you want then? You want people to like continue ignoring it? No, nobody wants anybody to ignore anything or like go back to the way that things are before. But people do need to recognize that it's a really, again, just like disturbing and very disorienting moment, especially if you've been involved for a long time, to see the way, it's almost like the work that was done before is being erased. And it's also really sad to see people that, you know, I feel like I know I bring up Official Black Wall Street a lot, but I really like that platform. And they started off on Instagram and then they launched an app. And it's like really sad to see. Now they have a newsletter. They're excellent. But like there's pages on Instagram that started after them that have like more followers than them. Like they just started a few months ago, like a few months ago. You know, it's just like really sad and upsetting to see people that have been putting in the time and the energy to like build infrastructure, on the ground for this type of work get erased. It feels hurtful to feel like Sandra Bland's name is being erased, or Mike Brown's name is being erased, or Trayvon Martin's name is being erased, and this is all new. even though I know back then we didn't have the social media exactly, like we did have Twitter and we had Ustream, but like it wasn't, you know, the social media ecosystem wasn't as large as it is now. And just like people have to understand that like back then we was getting so much pushback, so we were not getting TV specials and books and shit like that. And now you have people that now that they are getting that attention and they're getting the TV specials and they're getting the books. Obviously, there's a lot of people now that have dropped activism they're for capitalism, for money, for attention, for clout, for careers, which I've done videos on. Again, For Profit Activism. I will include links to these videos in the description box for people that want to watch these type of videos, or for people that want to, you know, have more resources on supporting Black-owned businesses. Especially if you're here on this channel, this channel's full of resources for you that I do because I love it, I enjoy it. I'm going to continue to do it. You know, I'm going to continue to do my work whether or not I get anything out of it, which maybe sounds crazy, which I never say, but like I'm going to continue to do my work no matter what, period. But it's just like really interesting, like this sort of headspace that we're in. But it's also, again, disturbing, disorienting, and a little bit hurtful and scary to feel like the work of the people that came before, what's happening right now, is getting erased and or forgotten. And that those names, those lives, those Black bodies, like as if it never happened and like this is all new. So I just wanted to make this video because I know I do have a lot of new subscribers and I have been getting a lot of like these type of comments. I'm like, well, I'm trying to, you know, we need to Google, you know, be respectful of people, like understand like this is not a moment that just occurred in a vacuum. It's like built on the foundation of like what people have been doing. And a lot of people that was getting pushback and getting a lot of hate, getting a lot of vitriol back in the day. I don't even know what I'm going to call this video, honestly, but hopefully you guys get what I'm saying. I'm going to include tons of links and information in the description box. You know, I have a whole web series on culture, the Black Americans. I have all types of playlists on, you know, how I feel about, you know, certain topics. As I've said previously, the On playlist, the Must Watch playlist, the Black Americans playlist, all of my Black-owned business unboxings and gift guides are in the Black Friday playlist. I've been also doing playlists on Black content creators on YouTube for years. Please check those out. Like, people say they want to fucking support and start putting in work, but then like it doesn't go anywhere until like the next 2 to 3 year cycle when they come back and act like it's brand new. I'm trying to break that cycle. So tons of links and information will be in the description box. Please check it out. And let me know what you guys think in the comments. Food for thought as always. See you guys next time. Peace. Also, quick little addition. A comment was left on the live stream where this was briefly discussed, stating that they think a lot of people are on this like revisionist history wave because people don't want to be remembered as being on the wrong side of history. Because from about 2014 to 2016-17, after Trump got elected, there were a lot of people that were acting like, you know, we have a quote unquote Black president, racism is not a problem, you know, just really playing us like Common, talk about we need to extend a hand in love to white people. You have Pharrell, talk about new Negroes. Like, you had all types of people that was acting like racism was not a big deal because they did not know that we weren't going to drop it and that things were going to become as big as they did. So now it does definitely feel like in a lot of ways you have people that are trying to rewrite history like as if that stuff never happened. I see people saying, you know, I know that like, for example, like Her, I don't know much about her, but the singer Her, like she just won a Grammy, fake ass Grammys, fake ass awards for her song, I Can't Breathe, right? And I hear people talking like, yeah, these were like the last words of George Floyd, and which they were, but like those were also the last words of Eric Garner, which is when the whole I Can't Breathe thing like sort of first even popped off. And remember that LeBron James, and there was like other basketball players that was wearing shirts that said, I can't breathe. People was trying to get them fired from the NBA. They wanted them to get a fine, all kind of stuff. Now we have everybody that's all on board with this. People are getting Grammys for this same type of work. It's very much revisionist history of people. It's very much revisionist history. I'm going to leave it at that.